I don't usually film videos outside like this, but that is September, if I have ever seen it. September, October. Holy mackerel. It's time to get all the outside crap done ASAP. And speaking of things I've been doing outside, this project here is one of them. For those of you who remember, well, I'll recap anyway, just in case you're seeing this for the first time. This is an International Business Machines dial recording clock. I've had this for about 5 years now, and very little has been done with it. The original owner was some gym teacher who apparently said that, well, not apparently, he said that this was in a train station. Then that's what the guy who owned it before told him. So I really have no idea. Aside from that little piece of information there, I don't know much about the history of this. Now, if you're wondering why it's in pieces, it's because I'm trying to restore the cabinet. There's two main kind of focuses here with this whole project. There's the cosmetics, and then there's the mechanical side of it. The mechanical side is probably more important, I guess, or maybe it's the other way around, considering what year I'm in. The mechanical side of it, we're definitely missing pieces, and pieces are also broken off. I've gone on the NAWCC. I've talked to people in my own comments section of Alarming Antiques episode 4, which is where I show this thing off for the first time. And I've talked to people through email as well. All three of those things, well, mainly the email and the NAWCC, those probably have to happen more. There's more research to be done on the mechanical side of this. I've even considered reaching out to IBM themselves and, seeing what they have to say on this whole thing. I have a friend who's done other historical research, and every time it seems to involve a bigger corporation that's still around now, they either don't respond to the email or they say yeah, sorry, we can't help you with this. And you know what? That could mean literally anything. That could mean, oh, I'm sorry, I just don't know. I don't know who runs the archive. IBM, they got to have a basement somewhere full of the information on these things, on these recording clocks. I know somebody actually did reach out to IBM. He made a post about it on the NAWCC, and I think he got the serial number. He got the year or something. He found how old his time recording clock was, and I think he had a punch card clock. It was one of the smaller ones. It wasn't something as big as this. This very well may be the oldest example of a dial recorder, and that's what they're called. That's what this type of clock is called. This may be the oldest example of one of these in my area. I don't know exactly when mine is from. The ID badge was stolen off of it many years ago, so I have absolutely no idea what all the information is. But I mean, judging based on that dial there, I've never seen one of these I've only seen one other post online in some museum somewhere. Someone has this exact model with this exact dial. This is the only time I've seen a dial like this on one of these with the Roman numeral numbers. My impression is this is older than some of the later ones. It's definitely not electrified, as some of these were later on. And it just has if you look at the cabinet, you can see the, I don't know what you'd even call this. I know you'd use a router to make this nowadays, but I don't think they would have. They may have hand carved that back in maybe would they? I don't know. We're going to talk about cosmetics in a minute. But the point is, this is old. It may be the oldest one. If it's not, who cares? We're going to try and fix this up anyway. So the mechanical side, I've had people offer me parts on the NAWCC, which I really appreciate. There's this guy in England, I'll link his website down in the description. He used to repair dial recording clocks, punch card clocks. He was a specific collector of this field of horology, which is extraordinarily, that's pretty rare to have someone do something like this. That's in the same realm as the people who collect master clocks and slave clocks and all the electromechanical stuff. Some of these were electromechanical. But very few of these were as big as this one. And if you go back to Alarming Antiques episode 4, you'll really see what I'm talking about. So anyway, the mechanical side of this, we don't know if we're going to get this thing running or not. We don't know exactly what is going to happen there. It's not really that big of a priority. I am more than happy to just have this thing in my office as a table, more or less, because I mean, that's what size this is going to be. I'm more than happy to just have this thing in the office as like a table on display, have the cabinet, refinished, and have it looking pretty. That's okay to start off with. And then maybe later down the line, we get the movement running. And then beyond that, who knows, right? We can't fix the actual date recording part of this yet. I mean, we're totally missing the clock in and clock out lever. We've got the dial, like the big wheel that you see in episode 4. We've got all that stuff, but we're still missing pieces here. So mechanics we'll put that to the side for a minute. My more immediate focus, and why I was even showing you the sky, is because I want to, get this looking pretty. So I have been using, and I've actually got it right here. Let's see here. Let's take a look, see. Isn't this pretty? Oh yeah, 25, this was amazing. I think it was 25 cents at a garage sale or something. I believe that's what we paid for this. I kid you not, I have been using this Dremel sander from probably about 1956 or so. It may be even older. This broke as I was sanding this cabinet down. Oh yeah, I mean, this needs a video of its own. I'll probably make a video on this on the SK Antiques channel, which is, I'll link that in the description. We got the instruction manual. I'll try not to get too completely off track with this, but this has worked really, really well, this sander. It obviously still works, and there's really no moving parts in it, so it really doesn't need any oil or anything like that. That case, though, I should probably de-rust that. Anyway, and maybe it's not showing up as well on here. I mean, you can still see hints of kind of old wood stain. This is the original front panel on here. You can see kind of where it was. I don't know. Let me just say this right now. With woodworking, I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. I am the novice of novices. So if I say something that sounds just totally asinine, you know why. All the stain, you can see it's stained there still. It's not all completely off, but it's pretty darn close. Like, I think have I done this door yet? Let me see. I think I've done the front. I believe I've sanded enough to get new stain on here. I mean, it's still not even, I didn't even bother cleaning it. I just went straight to sanding, really. Because I could just tell, I mean, it's such a mess that even if the stain is good on some sections, I mean, some joker painted the top of this thing green, if you remember. I mean, even if this was all perfect and I have to restain the whole thing or else it'll probably never match. Anyway, that's my take on it. So we got most of the green paint off. There's still bits and pieces here. This is the lid, which we are missing some trim for. I'd love to recreate that, but I don't know how. And I'm talking about this here. I have no idea if you'd use a router for that. I don't know how they did this back in the day. This is kind of why I'm making this video. I'm hoping I'll get all the woodworkers together and hopefully that's where this piece of wood, from what I understand here, here's the other part of the top. This has that groove in it, and that is supposed to fit together like that. I've tried to kind of get this piece back in there, but it's really not all that interested in staying in there. I'm not sure if that's because this groove here is worn out or what exactly is going on with that. Are those cup stains? Was someone like placing like a cold beer on this or something. Oh my gosh, guys. Look, this is what we're dealing with here. Not to mention the blue paint. I'm not even gonna talk about that. Yeah, we are missing, what trim are we missing here? Let's see. Okay, this goes together like that. I'm not sure how this is gonna stay together. If I can somehow get this together and maybe glue it. Is that the right approach here, guys? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Oh, woodworking, woodworking, woodworking. Oh, you're a new concept to me. I think there may have been another piece of trim along this side. Which side is the front here? I mean, it is a rectangular piece of wood. If worst case scenario, I could just have this be the front. This looks better than I thought it did, actually. Oh, is it missing trim here? Oh, this is what, okay, sorry guys, I was having a moment there. There is a whole section of trim that's missing on this side. So, and it looks like it's been ripped off, like probably in the most, like how, why, maybe it's better not to ask those questions. The wood is not rotting. We're just missing some pieces of trim. It looks like our veneering on some of the other sections is completely coming off. We'll show the actual main cabinet body here in a minute, but just to show you what I'm talking about beforehand, let's see, here's one of the doors. That one looks good. That's a piece of veneer in there. Here we go. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Does this door come apart? Is this held together with brad nails or finishing nails? Is that how they used to build these types of cabinets back in the day? You know, at least the glass is here. The glass is all here. I mean, that would be easy to replace anyway, but at least it's here. We have all our we don't have all the door hinges. We're missing, I think, 2 of them, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I mean, that's toasted. I don't know if I should just be ripping this out. Oh dear. Let's not do any more of that. But I mean, that was wrecked anyway. You can see where the water damage is. What are we gonna do here? Do any of you work with cabinets? Yeah, you can see my kind of lost approach here. I mean, thankfully woodworking is still a very known hobby. And actual, you know, it's still business and all that. So this shouldn't be too hard to find the information on how to save all this, but it's not the most obvious thing in the world. I don't know how these doors are going to come apart though. If I'm going to have to be replacing veneer, you can clearly see they're different pieces, but it's all nailed together. I don't want to completely destroy the doors trying to get the nails out. Maybe I can sneak something in there. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say on that front. And as for picking veneer and cutting veneer, I have looked into that a little bit. It doesn't look like it's the easiest task in the world. I know guys have used, I don't know if it's a laser cutter for cutting veneer. That could be wrong. Some sort of specialty cutting device for, you know, who knows, cutting veneer on it or whatever, making special shapes. I don't have anything like that. You know, it'd be a one-time use as far as I know. Yeah. You can see my lack of knowledge here on this whole subject. Sanding and staining is kind of the only thing I've sort of gotten my head around. Beyond that, we haven't figured out too much. Is this the bottom? Wait, what panel is this? Is this the back? Oh yeah, here's more veneer that's peeling off. Like, I'm not even sure what to do in this situation, because you can see where it's, I mean, how sad is that? I think a lot of people would call this cabinet a lost cause, but I mean, it's all there though. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's all more or less there. There's the inside. I can probably leave that. That's missing a piece, but yeah, that's the outside. Oh, but it's still missing some on the bottom. What exactly are we going to do? What are we going to do here, folks? Let's go outside and take another look at the other cabinet there. And if you couldn't visualize the size of this thing before, you definitely can now. This is the main cabinet body for this thing. The movement and the entire mechanism fits on there. The doors go on either side there. The back panel, or that, I guess that's the front. Here's where the back panel fits onto, and of course there's the lid. This is the skeleton of the entire operation. You can see more missing veneer. I'm not sure what is, like, that's anyone's guess as to what that is. And you can see where it's just totally missing. There's more trim here that's missing. I think you could probably get away with using a piece of baseboard, honestly, on the front of this thing. This is where the ID badge would have been. And you know what? They probably ripped that entire piece off with the ID badge and, you know, as like a trophy or something. Who knows? I don't know why they did that, but people do strange things, especially to stuff like this. This piece of wood is cracked. I've since glued this together. You know, it's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but you know, if we stain over that, I think we'll be okay. And I'm gonna add a steel plate here. So that's, you know, supported. I'm not gonna replace that entire piece of wood. I'm not even sure what this is. I don't know if this is mahogany, could be oak. I don't even know how to identify the different types. Yeah, all I know is that the kind of finish on this thing is sort of more of a brighter, almost reddish brown type thing. Not quite red, but just kind of a lighter, sort of a, oh, I don't know. I give up, guys. You know more about this than I do. One half smart thing I've done here is I've put about 6 30-pound casters on this. I'm not sure if I should take these off and get some bigger ones. Will that be enough for this thing? This thing is very heavy. I'm not quite sure on that front. I really don't know if that was the best caster to choose for this. I think I've seen one of these with bigger casters, so I may just end up returning all these. And yeah, there's more veneer that's snapped off. Yeah, how sad is that? I mean, oh, and if you're wondering why it's got grass all over it, it's this thing is currently living in my shed. It's protected, you know, from the rain and weather, but it's still a bit dirty just from that alone. Oh yeah, it's such a, I mean, you know what? If nothing else, guys, this is the perfect learning project here. I might as well learn. If I make mistakes, you know what? This was $20, honestly. And you know what? We can, since it's made of wood, we can probably, in one way or another, whether it be way down the line, sometime in the future, we can probably fabricate parts of this cabinet and put them on. If something's that dire, like this here, then you know that's the worst case scenario. So at least I can roll this around. But yeah, that is the main cabinet body there. Any advice on woodworking, veneering, whatever the heck? Veneering seems to be my main problem here. So I guess that's what we're going to be putting all our efforts into. I don't know how much I'm going to do. I don't know if I should be leaving sections where, like, for instance, the front of the case where, you know, there's a bit snapped off the bottom. I wonder if I should just stain over that spot and just call it a day. I really don't know what the best approach is for that. So there you have it. Plenty more research needs to be done on how to save the wood on this thing. And once we get past that point, once I maybe have to buy some tools, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to need. Whatever it may be, if I'm using it now, I'll probably end up using it in the future. So, you know what? This is a fine learning project for someone who's doing a cabinet like this for the first time, because there's really not that much to lose here. There is and there isn't. This is such a mess anyway that you know what? Who cares? I care, but at the same time, you got to know when to not care. No one cared about this before me, and well, at least not for a while. Yeah, that's sad. It's sad that machines like this have to be, this is where they wind up sometimes. I mean, at least I'm here now. I guess I'm better than nobody, but this is sad. This is truly sad. At least the guy who had this before me didn't throw it out. At least he decided to sell it, you know, for 20 bucks and call it a day. There we go. Bought him a, I don't know, bought him a McDonald's meal or something. Anyway, guys, that's the update on this, and I will keep you all posted as to what happens next. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching.